Saved your life without even knowing it. My mother saved my life by cursing me out and making me go to school. It was the day after my 11th birthday. I had every intention to stay home and play the new Super Nintendo games I had received for my birthday. Usually, my mother wouldn't have had any problem with this, but that day she was adamant that I was going to get up and go to school. We got into a terrible argument and both said very hurtful things to each other. I had no choice but to go. As soon as I got to school I had this overwhelming feeling that I just wanted to go home and lay on my mother's lap and cry. It wasn't because of the argument, but it was something else I just couldn't put my finger on. The school day was finally over and I still couldn't shake this feeling. My godbrother and downstairs neighbor wanted to come over and play the game, and even though I still just wanted to get in the house and cry, I reluctantly agreed. When we got to the door it was locked. No big deal. Looked under the mat and the key wasn't there. Still not unusual. I climbed up the back patio and let myself in. I immediately went to the front door to let my company in. After I let them in I went to the kitchen to get a piece of cake, and my downstairs neighbor went straight to the TV and cut it and the game on. For some reason, my godbrother started to walk through the apartment. When he came back into the living room he told us that we needed to go outside. We begrudgingly went. Once outside he proceeded to say, "I don't know how to say this, but your mother is dead." I darted back in and went straight to her bedroom. She was tied to the bed with the phone cord and her throat had been sliced open. There was blood everywhere. I ran back outside and downstairs to call 911 as our phone wasn't connected at the time. I didn't really know what to say and I think the operator must have thought it was a prank because she hung up on me. So I called my grandma and told her. After that, I just sat on the bottom step until the police and paramedics started pulling up. My grandma arrived shortly after and it gets blurry from there. It will be 26 years on September 26th that this happened. Still no arrests. I feel like everyone in town knows exactly who did it, the same people I've been saying for years, but no one is willing to say anything. Mind you, her boyfriend was killed in the same way about a year before. This happened in Plymouth, North Carolina, and her name is Sonia Day. You can also look at details of her boyfriend's murder on the North Carolina Innocence Commission website under the Spruill case. My cousin was wrongfully convicted of his murder, and after all this time they are finally trying to do something about it. I've always been adamant that the same people are responsible for both murders. So that's how my mother saved my life. I would like to think that if I stayed home that day, I could have saved her somehow, but it likely wouldn't have gone that way.